I was Lucy Terry Prince. Some called me a poet, others a fighter, but I simply lived. My story begins in the lush lands of Africa, where the sun kissed the earth and freedom was as natural as breathing. But that freedom was stolen, replaced by the creaking boards of a ship and the clanking of chains. The journey across the vast ocean was a nightmare of darkness and despair. Many didn't survive. In Deerfield, Massachusetts, I found myself in a strange new world where my very existence was deemed property. But even in chains, my mind remained free. I listened, I learned, I grew. And then, one fateful day, I found my voice. Through the horrors of frontier attacks, I wove words into weapons. August was the 25th, 1746. The Indians did an ambush lay, some very valiant men to slay. Those words, my bars fight, became my first act of defiance against a world that sought to silence me. As I recited my poem, I felt a change within me. I was no longer just a slave, but a storyteller, a keeper of history. Years passed and freedom came with marriage to my Abijah. Oh, how the world seemed to open up before us. Together we built a life, stone by stone, word by word. Our home in Vermont became a sanctuary of hope. We tilled the land, raised our children, and dared to dream of a future where they could stand tall and proud. But even in freedom we fought. For our land, for our rights, for our very existence. The world was not ready for a free black woman who knew her worth and dared to claim it. When our land was threatened, I knew I had to fight. Not with fists or weapons, but with words and wit. Gentlemen of the court, I stand before you not as a woman, not as a former slave, but as a citizen demanding justice. And so I stood, before the highest court in the land, my words now my shield and sword. The judges leaned forward, their eyes wide with surprise, and, could it be? Respect? As I argued our case, I felt the weight of history on my shoulders. I spoke not just for myself, but for all those who had been silenced. When the verdict came, favoring our claim, I realized that change was possible, that justice could prevail. That day in court became a beacon of hope, a light that would guide me through the rest of my days. As the sun sets on my days, I see the seeds I've planted sprouting in the next generation. I hear my poems on the lips of young ones, see the fire of justice in their eyes. And I know that though my journey is ending, the story of our people will continue. For legacy, my friends, is a story well fought and well lived. And as long as there are those who remember, who speak, who fight, our legacy will live on.